My name is Bob Wold, and I'm the CEO of Quantum Rings. Quantum Rings actually just founded 10 days ago, so we're very hot off the press pre-seed, but we're very excited to be here. Thank you, Nardo, for the opportunity. So I don't really need to convince anybody in this room, if you've been paying attention over the last 2 days, that quantum computing is revolutionizing the world. Whether we're talking about artificial intelligence or cryptography, whether we're talking about material sciences or any of these fields, things are rapidly changing. And one of the cool things, and you're hearing it throughout this conference, is that we've sort of reached this inflection point where we're no longer just talking about sheer number of qubits. We're talking about the quality of the qubits. We're ready to start asking, how do we commercialize this? How do we bring solutions to the market? But the bad news is that quantum computing is still just ridiculously hard. If you're a developer who comes from the classic world, first off, there's a major paradigm shift for you to go from digital into quantum. But then you make that shift and you have none of the tools that you've been accustomed to using. So you kind of have to develop a quantum application blindly, and then you have to wait in line to have access to a quantum computer to even test the thing. And if I'm an IT leader, I'm still sitting on the sidelines because I'm watching all of these different modalities, all of these different architectures, and I really can't tell who is going to emerge as the winner. And so I'm saving my money to invest until I feel better about it. Well, at Quantum Rings, we're going to de-risk your quantum strategy. And if you invested in one platform and change your mind later because a new kid on the block shows up, we're going to easily transition your investment to the new technology. And if you're a developer, we're going to make it easy for you to develop. If you're not ready to pay for an expensive quantum computer, great, simulate it on your local environment. If you run into a problem, hey, good news. We're going to give you the tools to debug your solutions. You can't actually debug on a quantum computer today. You can't pause the execution as your quantum circuit is going, but on your local environment against a simulator, you can. Did you read about some new exciting quantum algorithm? Great, we're going to have them packaged up into quantum libraries, and when you're ready to go to a quantum computer, we're going to compile down for you to any of the leading architectures. But don't just take our word for it. We reached out using our Rolodex all across the world and talked to a number of different customers. Everything from an associate professor at a top university who's telling us that it's just too much of a pain to translate between the different rules and syntax of different packages, to a quantum freelancer who tells us he needs better debugging tools. We talked to a CEO of a California-based quantum startup who says he just needs less complicated access to quantum computers and simulators, and a PhD student in Germany who said she needs a better way to simulate, cheaper. We talked to a fellow at a Fortune 500 company who said he needs it to seamlessly integrate into traditional frameworks, and a CEO of a Texas-based startup that said he needs it to be device agnostic. Now, Quantum Rings is just getting started, but my co-founder and I have been working at this for about a year, and we've already built a system that's capable of simulating 100 plus fully entangled qubits on your local laptop. On your laptop with 64 gigabytes of RAM, simulating 100 fully entangled qubits. That's something that I have not heard anybody else claim, and in fact, when I say that out on the floor here, people kind of laugh at me like it couldn't be possible. And so the exciting news is that tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock, we're opening it up to private preview. And so we've already had a good number of people from the show sign up, and they'll be the first on the list. I said we incorporated Monday of last week. We filed a provisional patent for this with Cooley 2 days ago. And you look around at the floor and you're going to find that there are other alternatives. And good, they're doing good, they're making good progress, but they're taking a different approach than we do. And that approach is leaving these big gaps when you look at what traditional tools are available to developers. Quantum Rings is going to close those gaps. And we're going to bring it to market in a SaaS model. We believe that the quantum workforce of tomorrow is either in school today or in different fields today. And so we're going to make a starter package that's free for non-commercial use to reduce the barrier to entry. And we're also going to have sane packages for professional and for enterprise customers. And people smarter than me have said that the market for quantum computing is massive. Our models show that there's also a very exciting market for developer tools in quantum. Our mid-range estimate is that that market's going to be worth $450 million, and the players that win that are going to recognize the lion's share of that, in annualized recurring revenue, and they're going to see the type of SaaS margins that we've been used to in other fields, which are very different than the types of margins that we've come to expect in this field. By the way, the top range of our model is $1 billion. The bottom range of our model is about $250 million. Be happy to elaborate on that. We've got a team fit for the opportunity. Between my co-founder and I, we have a half a century of experience bringing new technologies to market in award-winning products. My co-founder Venkat has literally written one of the books on quantum computing, and we are very excited to partner with you guys. We are pretty sure that the time is right now to be on this because we need to build this out before this market explodes in order to catch the wave. We know the opportunity is massive, the team is moving, and we think we can move a lot faster and more effectively with your help, both in terms of investment, but more importantly, in terms of your networks and your resources to help us solve this problem. Thank you. It's really fun to be at a quantum conference where the AV doesn't work, though.
Sorry, yeah. Thank you for the presentation. Was wondering, could you go a little bit more on the technical competitive moat? What's under the hood that can not only give you a competitive advantage as you enter this market, but then also maintain that over time?
Yeah, great question. So like I said, one of the obvious answers to that is we have filed a provisional patent for the underlying technology of our simulator. We believe that the key differentiator between us and the competition is that we're going to start with the simulator right in the middle of this. Everybody else today is compiling and shipping to a third party's simulator. So I think that's the key differentiator. If you want some details on how the simulator works, I can say that we take a novel approach to a bidirectional tensor network simulator. If we want to go kind of a level deeper than that, I'd be happy to do that with my CTO, but not in an open forum.
Can you speak to how a user would access this with languages and the interconnect, the APIs, and so on, just briefly?
Yeah, great question. So today in the private preview, developers will start with Qiskit, standard Qiskit. They'll change 2 lines of code to send an API key to the quantum API server. That's all that's going to happen on the cloud today. The rest of it is going to fully run locally on their development environment. The SDK today also outputs QASM, so you start with standards in and you get standards out. One of the other problems with most of the competition in this field is they try to treat this like a fly trap, where it's easy to get in and then they got you and there's no way to get out of their ecosystem. Quantum Rings is trying to work wholeheartedly open with the ecosystem. We believe there's good opportunities to collaborate with everybody.
I guess if we have a little more time. So any customer traction or collaborations, or who would be your early customers?
Great question. So no, there's no customer traction because we just founded the company on Monday of last week. Like I said, we did open up a private preview, and we're very excited about the backlog of the private preview, and we'll have a better answer for that next time. Thank you.